What if you could see red lines that are connecting you to other people that you're destined to meet? S-Line takes this concept and turns it over its head. It's honestly really cool, but also slightly terrifying.
안경 쓰셨네요. 안경 낀 세상은 어땠어요? 아름답지 않았어요?
If you're familiar with K-dramas, you know this isn't the first time K-dramas play with fate. Let's look at all of the K-dramas that have a lot of these similar concepts. Take a minute to talk about why this trope is so popular. So honestly, I've only watched the first episode of the S-Line and it is incredible. The main way I came across this K-drama is probably just like you. There are so many memes of the S-Line on like Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, whatever that you're looking at. I'm sure you've come across this meme of S-lines just going off your head and to something else. So let's talk about it for real quick. S-Line, the K-drama, came out, I think like 3 weeks ago or so, and it wasn't meant to be super popular. It's not on really one of the main platforms like Netflix or Wiki or Prime. It's not there. So it was kind of a surprise for everyone when this became super popular. The S-Line is based on a webtoon that of similar ideas and a story. It just changes it a little bit. But the main part really is that there are S-lines that are connecting to your head, to other people that you've had sexual relationships with, or for one reason or another. And then as it starts to progress, this person ends up finding these glasses that actually show these S lines to everyone, to other people as well. So it's kind of intriguing in its own way. I didn't really expect it to be so interesting. So it's kind of like a fantasy mystery, and then there's like also a murder aspect to it as well. So if you haven't watched it, you should like try checking it out because it's really kind of interesting. Like I mentioned, the red thread isn't really a new concept itself. It's been in East Asia mythology for a very long time. It's in books and movies and TV shows. At least how it pertains to East Asian mythology is that there is an invisible red line that connects us to other people that we're destined to meet somehow in this life, later life. They're somehow connected to us. It doesn't have to be romantic. It can be also like your enemy as well. It's a really cool concept. Like for example, in the book Ghost Bride, they have that you're connected to your soulmate for a very long time. Even after your death, you can still come back to them. And it's a really cool concept for some. For some. The cool thing about this K-drama is it takes that red line thread and turns it in a different way, where it ends up introducing like dark fantasy almost, like the idea that it would be so public to know the person that you have been connected to in a physical manner is probably, it could cause a lot of problems for a lot of people. Can you imagine the amount of people? It could cause a lot of problem. Let's see. I know politicians, stars of any kind, just normal people in general. One of the main things about this show is that the uncle has like a million lines. Okay, maybe not a million, but pretty up there. And all I could think was STIs, STDs. I can't be the only one that thought that. It gives it a dark fantasy, but with like destiny and death and murder and kind of a new spin to it. Let's explore how many other K-dramas have actually thought about this concept and used it in their storylines. Not just Red Thread, but like fate in general is such such a big part of K-dramas that it's incredible. And it's like it's in like some of the best stories as well. For example, one of the biggest ones is My Lovely Liar. Ta-da! It shows that like your fate is tied to the lies and truths that you see. It's about this girl that ends up being able to see or like know when somebody is lying, and that changes some certain fates and things like that. On the other hand, there's also like a murder aspect to it. Somehow it seems like there's a lot of murder happening with fate. I don't know what that says. So a lot of fate and reincarnation involved in one of my favorite K-dramas, See You in My 19th Life, where the main character has been being reborn again and again and again, to eventually you realize later on why she's been born. But it's a really cool concept, but she's the only one that remembers her past lives. I think she's at the age of like 8 or 9. She starts to realize that she's being born again, and she starts to remember her previous lives. It's a really interesting concept. And there's a whole mystery of why she's being born and to what reason. I always recommend that K-drama. And third, and if you have to be living under a rock if you don't know this, Goblin. Like, if you watched it, you know it's incredible. It was one of my favorite K-drama. It's an amazing, amazing K-drama. Okay, it's just incredible. There's the concept of like death. There's like Grim Reapers. There's the Goblin who's cursed to be alive for a very, very, very long time. I think, was this 700 plus years or so. And the only way he can die is if his one person comes and who sees the sword in his chest and is able to pull it out, so then he can then die. You learn that on pretty early on. It's definitely one of the dramas that depict fate really well. Like, for example, the spoiler alert, she and he both end up reincarnating and coming back and again and again. So basically saying the people that are meant to be together eventually find their way to each other. Kind of similar to the red thread concept. Like, no matter where you are, what happens, you end up finding the people that you're meant to be with. It's a really cool concept. Until you add a dark theme to it, which is basically what S-Line does. It's such a cool concept, so naturally it's extremely popular with many K-dramas. How could it not be? Like, for example, it makes it seem like love is inevitable. Like, no matter what, if you just give it enough time and attention, or like something in the background, they will find you. Like Goblin, they both end up finding each other eventually every time. Same thing with See You in My 19th Life. The people that you love, the people that are meant to be with you, not just your romantic people, but the people that are your family members somehow, and your enemies too, they find each other no matter what. It's a really, really cool concept. And obviously, because K-dramas are full of love, attention, and things like that, naturally, something that says love is inevitable is going to be super popular. Not to mention, like, adding that concept of red line gives us that hope that eventually you will find your person. It gives them the hope, and it also gives us as the viewer hope, like, eventually you're going to find the person that you're meant to be with. There's a reason, meant to be soulmates. It's not just Asian mythology, it's like everywhere. So it's really cool. There's a reason why it's so relatable as well, because, ever since I was like very young, I had always wanted to find my person. Eventually I found my person, but it was still a great, great concept. I still find it so intriguing and so like cool. Do I know if it's real or not? I'm not really sure, but it's still a really cool concept, and one that always makes me want to watch something that has like that fate, red line thread, meant to be type people. Not to mention, when that trope is part of the TV show, it's like your blood pressure is high, you're super anticipating them meeting together. It's really cool. If you've watched Goblin, you're telling me that when she comes back, you weren't like, oh my God, this is so sweet. I definitely cried. I'm not gonna lie, but that's okay, because it's a freaking great show, okay? It feels like every like near miss, or what if they don't meet each other? What happens? I don't know. I've watched the trope multiple times, but every time it makes me really smile every time. It also begs the question, like, okay, do you even have to try? Is that person just going to find you? Are they just around the corner? Or like, what if you found this person, but you weren't like looking for them? Or on the other hand, like, you found this person, you didn't realize it was this person, and you let that person go. It's like this really cool concept that makes you think quite a bit about like your choices, the things that you do, or like whether you do something or not, are you still going to end up finding them? It's really cool. Quick question to all of you. If you could see the red line, would you follow it? I guess in both scenarios. If you knew it was leading you to people that were either your love interest or the enemies, would you follow it? Because, like, would you want to know, or would you, like, okay, organically they're just going to come to me, I don't need to see the red line. And then on the other hand, for at least the S line concept, do you actually even want to see how many red lines you have? Because it just depends on the type of person you are. Because some people, I don't know if they want to see the red line. Especially for people that, no judgment, are more open. And then the other ones that are like, I don't want anyone else knowing my business at all. Like, yeah, I'd probably fall in the second one because I was like, no, you don't need to know anything about me. I want you to, I want to be able to tell you what I want to tell you. You shouldn't be able to see whatever you want. I don't like that. But seriously though, would you follow it? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like K-dramas that make you think and feel at the same time, hit that subscribe button because I've got a lot more coming. Thank you so much for watching this. My name is Navi. See you for the next time.